If you're a service-based business owner trying to generate more leads on the internet, you've probably heard of the Metapixel, conversion tracking, all of that stuff, and you probably broadly know what it is. You probably have an understanding where you know of it, you don't know what it is, how it works, things like that. So what I'm going to cover in this video is the Metapixel at a high-level snapshot view. I'm going to show you the 3 things it does, things to be aware of, frequently asked questions, just all the questions that our members in our With You community ask as they're setting up their landing pages with all the templates that I give them so they're successful straight off the bat, but so that they can measure their results and know, hey, this ad's doing this well, this ad set's doing this well, and they can actually make decisions based off of numbers and not just feelings. And so that's what I'm going to cover in this video. If you want to apply for With You, there's a link in the description. I tell you to apply in like every single video on this YouTube channel, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself here. Joking, I am. So there's 3 things that the Metapixel does. Before I get into the 3 things, actually, I really should explain what it is. So let's say, for example, you're running an ad from your ad account. This is your ad account, and you'll be sending traffic to a landing page or like your website or something like that. Now, without the Metapixel installed, essentially all your ad account knows is, hey, someone in this campaign, in this ad set, from this ad, they went to your landing page. That's all it knows. Everything that happens past this, no idea. It doesn't know what happens after that click. It doesn't send feedback back to the ad account so you can make it do better. Like, none of that happens. And so the Metapixel, despite being called a pixel, when I first heard pixel in 2017, when I first started getting into internet marketing, as the name pixel would suggest, you'd think it's like something you can see on the screen. It's actually not. If you go back far enough though, in like the early 2000s, it was actually a pixel that loaded on a screen. If that pixel loaded, it would send stuff back to the ad account or like the email open thing. But in the Metapixel's instance, it's not something that you can see. Now, without the Metapixel, it's blind, it doesn't know what happened, things like that. Now, when we install the Metapixel, it's typically installed in the header section of the landing page. The first thing it does is says, who's been here? And it will send that data back to your ad account so that you can make custom audiences. So if you have the Metapixel installed, Brandon clicks, Pixel goes, hey, Brandon was here. Or Brandon was here, Sophie was here, Joseph was here, Aiden was here. It will send all of that information back to the ad account. Now, it won't appear in your ad account as Brandon was here, Sophie was here. That would be an invasion of your privacy. Meta wouldn't do that. Mark certainly wouldn't want to invade your privacy. The first thing it does is who, and then you can make custom audiences. So for example, a lot of you will probably click the link in the description and see what happens. So if you click the link in the description, I will psyop you beyond belief with just individual pieces of content trying to serve you propaganda to think, no, believe that With You is the thing that's going to get you from where you are to where you want to be as a service-based business owner. So a lot of you probably been like online shopping though, and maybe added something to your cart, and then that same thing just followed you around the internet. It's because a clever internet marketer like me made a custom audience that says, hey, anyone that went to my website in the last, you can go up to 180 days, just serve them this content, this content, this content. Do you have a question?
Yeah, this guy's like...
Speaking of, that's someone rolling in With You right now. So the first thing it does is who's been here. The second thing that it does tells you what did they do. So it doesn't say Brandon was here, it says Brandon was here and he became a lead. And it will send that back to the account and it will call it events. Now, events can be a number of different things. If you're a service-based business owner, you typically just deal with 2. It's lead and schedule. There's a long list of different standard events that the Metapixel provides you. For example, submit application, there's like free trial, there's donate. I think there's like 15 or 20 different standard events. You'll typically just use lead and schedule. So lead will be when someone completes your application form or a contact form, and schedule would be if you are in a business that needs to book a discovery session, strategy sessions, things like that, it will be schedule. And so to do that, you need to set up rules. Now, this is where the Metapixel typically gets a little bit confusing or overwhelming for any standard business, any typical business owner trying to set it up. It won't by default know what someone did. So for someone to become a lead, you'll need to set up a rule that said, hey, if someone hit the page www.whereyou.com.au/thank you, that would be the rule for lead. And so if someone hits that URL, the Pixel will go, hey, Brandon was here, he hit that URL, tell the ad account a lead happened. Or if it's like /scheduled, it will be like /scheduled. But it could be a number of different things. One of the things we often had to do with our With You members is everyone is using different tools, or maybe they're using high level. So if they get stuck on this, they just hop on a breakout room with Chris. they share their screen with him and he remote controls their mouse. Members also get 24/7 support from High Level. So if you haven't been convinced to enroll with you, I don't know what the you're waiting for. So the second thing it does is tells the ad account what happened. Now the third thing that it does is it learns. So based on who's been here and what they did, it learns how to get better. So there's a thing in advertising called the learning period. As more leads happen, it goes, okay, let's say for example, you never run an ad before and you get one lead. It goes, okay, I see Brandon's been here and he became a lead. Now I have one point of reference on how to get a lead. And then Sophie becomes a lead and it goes, okay, Brandon and Sophie became a lead. They clicked it here. They look like this. This is their behavior online. Okay, I can get slightly better now. And then the third person becomes lead. 4th, 5th, 6th. Then you get like 50 people that become leads. It goes, all right, now I have a sample size of 50 people that I can look at and go, what do these 50 people have in common? What did they do to get here? I'll just do more of that. And so your ad performance will improve over time. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is, often business owners, their ad account at the start will be stuck in learning limited. And because it pops up as a yellow button, they go, it's broken, it's not working, well, like, what do I do? And they think that exiting the learning period is absolutely critical to performance. It's a flat out lie. It's just simply not true. Like I say this to Withy members all the time, I think it's 67,000. Like if you could tell me now in the comments, if you can think of 67,000 unique pieces of information about yourself. No, you can't, but Facebook can, because it's essentially alien technology when it comes to predicting human behavior. It has so many points of reference on how to, like, it just looks at users and goes, this is exactly how to make Brandon become a lead. This is the ad to serve him, this is the placement, this is the time of day, this is the landing page that he kind of likes, all this stuff so it can predict human behavior. It's insane. And so, no, it doesn't need to exit the learning period. Mark knows everything about you ever. So, is the learning period absolutely critical? No, it's not. So, but one of the things it does is it learns how to get leads for your business specifically. I'll give you one example actually. So, I have another business called Industry Set. It's with the co-founder Jackson, who's responsible for all the student success and things like that. But however, I handle the marketing. We target people that are electronic music producers. However, like in the pie chart of electronic music producers or music producers, there's a certain segment that are rappers. We can't help rappers. It's just like not a genre that we work with, like dubstep and drum and bass and house music, all that stuff, but rappers we can't help. However, they're in the segment of people that we target. So I have to train the pixel to not get rappers. And then over time it goes, oh, okay, so rappers, they don't count, but everyone else counts. It goes, yes, good work, Mark. And then it gets better and better and better at getting people that aren't rappers. Like one of the things, I'm kind of going off script now because I know it'll be useful for you. One of the things you need to make sure that you do not do is train your pixel to get bad data. So for example, let me rub some of this out so I can explain it. Let's say for example, you click an ad from Industry Set and you go to our landing page. If you're qualified, you'll go to a thank you page that has the pixel installed and says, hey, a lead happened. Great work. And it will send that data back to the pixel. However, if you say, I'm a rapper, one of these people, it goes to a page that doesn't even have the pixel on it and doesn't send any data back, and it just says no. Doesn't say that exactly, but there's no pixel on it, so the pixel doesn't think, so someone completed the form, therefore they're a lead. No, someone has to complete the form, say the right things, and then they get counted as a lead. If they're not counted as a lead, the pixel doesn't even have data that they completed the lead form at all, so it doesn't try and get more of those. Because the other thing that might happen is, let's say for example they aren't qualified, but we pixel them anyway, and we say it's a lead. That data gets sent back to the ad account. It thinks it did its job well because that was the rule. You told it that was the rule, that it's a good thing, and then it just gets more of those people, and you will just waste your ad spend. One more thing. Is pixel tracking absolutely accurate? No. No, it's not, unfortunately. It used to be a lot more accurate pre-iOS 14.5, but Apple. They just like, they went on this tirade, it's like, oh, we're all for privacy and we like don't like pixels and so we're gonna block Meta's pixel. But if you actually go on any Apple website, they use all of the same pixel technology, they just hide it in containers within the source code of the website. It's a flat out lie. But that was the propaganda campaign that they went to try and look like the good guy compared to Meta. But pre iOS 14.5, it was pretty good. It's less and less accurate now. And the way you want to think of it is like, it's a bit like an ocean. Okay, if you pretend like this is an ocean and not like the Red Sea, it looks like barbed wire. And you have the sun up here and he's smiling, right? The sunlight going down into the ocean, it gets darker and darker and darker and darker. So for example, if someone just like clicks an ad and hits the landing page, it's probably gonna know that happened. Like it's very, very likely that it happened. But then if it goes one layer deeper, did a lead happen? It's still pretty close, but it's a little bit hairy. And then if you go all the way down to schedule, it's gonna start missing a bunch of them. So for example, if I look at my ad account, it says my cost per call booking is $300, but if I actually manually count in a Google spreadsheet, it's like 80. So it just gets a little bit hairy. If you go even further and you try and optimize for like, let's say you're a service-based business and you want to optimize for like show deployments or even like actual purchases, it's going to get really, really hairy. And so one of the things that has to happen is typically, even though two-step funnels, if you don't know what two-step funnels are, I explained them in a previous video. Go scroll through or binge watch our YouTube, it will be helpful. If you're trying to optimize for schedules, it's going to miss a lot of them. And so you need to spend a lot of money to like optimize the campaign so it knows what a schedule looks like for your business. However, lead is going to get most of them. And so typically if you're just starting out in advertising as a small service business or small service business owner, whatever, you're typically just going to optimize for lead because you can get more, at least know more data or know more of the times and see more of the times that a lead happened. There are ways, to be clear, as well to improve your conversion tracking and make it more accurate. It's just really expensive. Google Hyros, they don't even publish their pricing because it's so expensive. It's also based on like tiers of tracked revenue. We used Hyros a little while for industry set. In that instance, didn't find it that useful. At the end of the day, we just look at how much do we spend, how much hit the bank, great. So that is a high level macro bird's eye view of the three things conversion tracking does or the Metapixel does, things to be aware of. If you're a service-based business owner and you want to grow your business on the internet without an agency, without a freelancer, but also get the support of an entire extremely experienced digital advertising team that not only has experience in digital advertising, doing it for large and small and medium-sized businesses, but also teaching business owners just like you exactly how to do it themselves so you can get rid of us after 6 months. Click the link in the description, see if you apply. If you hit a non-pixeled page, you know this isn't for you.